5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shelley, Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur game, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to Game Day. Our Philadelphia Eagles are up the East Coast there, up I-95, and taking on the New York Giants. This is the first time that Saquon Barkley will be facing his old teammates up in New York. As far as how I feel about New York, they're not my favorite city. You know, they've caused Philadelphia sports fans a lot of heartache in the past 12 months, ousting our Sixers and then the Mets ousting our Phillies. So I'm really looking to get any kind of revenge, and I'll take today as one of those moments where we can exact some revenge. So I'm wishing Saquon Barkley all the best today on my birthday. Yes, let's say that it's a holiday today. Yes, Dark Knight's birthday. It's Dark Knight Day. Yes.
Yes, Dark Knight Day. We should have the whole background Dark Knight.
Yo, so we're going to talk about this game because I haven't listened to a lot of sports talk. I'm being I didn't want to tune into that, and couldn't come on Thursday. So we'll talk about a little bit of how we feel about last week and going into this game. I am still on the positivity tip, but I don't want to be so phony, or not phony, but close my eyes and not acknowledge some things. I want to be upfront with some things, but I'm still on the positivity tip. I am. And that being said, let's get this first quarter started. So you are listening to Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us Eagles fans, for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I am, on my birthday morning, finishing off my morning smoothie, tropical fruit, blueberries, and kale. Yeah. So this is what I'll be doing. But you guys, I know you guys are pre-gaming. Let me know what you're doing out there. Nichelle, what is your drink of choice this morning?
Coffee.
Okay.
Chock full of nuts.
All right. Chock full of nuts. No diddy.
Okay.
All right. All right. So, everybody, let me know what you guys are doing out there as you pregame for our Philadelphia Eagles here. All right. So, let's take it down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the quarter. You're now listening to the quarter.
You got a remix?
Yeah, I had the remix. Forgot to take the loop off. Okay, all right, the loop's off now. Okay, so our Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the New York Giants. We are still in the process of getting better. Let's put it that way. We're still in the process of getting better, and we're hoping to see more improvement from this team this week as we take on another not super strong team. I'm not going to call them weak because it's a division opponent, and you know how NFC East rivalries go. So they can be 0-something, but when it comes to playing each other, we try to knock the hell out of each other. So it's not a give me win. It's not a give me win. I understand that, but we want to see some improvement over what we've been seeing the past few weeks. The offense not running as smoothly as we would like to see it. We are winning games, but with the talent that we have, at least in my opinion, I think that it should be producing more. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I want to see them produce more. So we are still working towards that. And I get it. There's a new offensive coordinator in town, and there's got to be
every year.
every year, so we have to allot some time for that coordinator and the offense and the quarterback and everyone to get on the same page, right? So we're only in our sixth game with a new offensive coordinator. So it's not running as smooth as we would like it to. And
Yeah.
if you compare it to 22, which we like to do, we like to compare it to 22 because that was the season where it looked good. Well, Steichen was already in the house for two years. He was
Period.
already there, so it
Period.
wasn't a hard adjustment to go to Steichen. He just called the plays. He was still running the same offense. He just called the plays. This is different though. Now we have a new offensive coordinator, the third one in 3 years, and the quarterback coordinator and the rest of the offense has to get on board with the plays that the quarterback likes to run, the plays that the play caller likes to call, and all that. So we are still seeing a work in progress, and I get it. But come on, we want to sooner rather than later. You know what I'm saying? Sooner rather than later, I would like to see those improvements made. So hopefully we'll see another step towards that goal of our Ferrari offense running at over 110 miles an hour.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that you point out the fact of the inconsistencies, because I feel like our conversation and the fans conversation and sports media conversation sometimes can be disingenuous, and we want immediate satisfaction without talking about the reality of organizational dynamics. I know this might be above some of y'all heads if you're not awake yet, but the fact is consistency leads to better production on the field. And that's for any business or any sport. When you have changes frequently, you get seasons like this when you're frustrated because things don't seem like they're clicking. But when you have a level of consistency for 2, 3 seasons, you start to get in a rhythm with your coaching staff, with your players. There's a whole different dynamic when you have consistent coaching and staff on board for 2 to 3 seasons than there is when some of the key parts of that machine is swapped out in and out. If you think your Ferrari is going to work nicely when you keep changing the engine, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get the full speed that you want. So that's one thing I think we need to take in consideration is, to your point, Dante, we are on a new coordinator. Steichen was the only one that had some level of consistency with this team for a couple of seasons before he took over play calling duties. But with that being said, I think we have the talent and between the coaches and the staff to right the ship. And hopefully the fan base will give him an opportunity to do so after these next couple of weeks. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. We have hardworking people on our team. We're not, our conversations aren't about people not wanting to work hard like other teams or just
Yeah,
arguing with each other because they don't want to work hard. Even when our team and our coaches are having adversity, the work hard, the work ethic never goes away, and that's something they should be applauded for. Is that their work ethic, even though it's not producing what we want it to produce immediately, they still have that, and that's half the battle. Is even through adversity, keeping that elevated work ethic that this team has, the quarterback has, the coaches have. That's important. That's important.
and I totally agree. And to your point that we get we get these guys, and once they start feeling comfortable, once Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts and the rest of the offensive unit get on the same page as far as what plays they like to see, the flow of the game and stuff like that. I think that we will see this team play a lot faster. You know how when you're learning something, you're thinking more than you're reacting, and
Correct.
once it gets embedded in your blood, it starts to be second nature. You're not thinking anymore. You're just moving. Everything slows down, so to speak. That's the term they use for the rookies, right? Once they learn and they get accustomed to the pro game, things start to slow down for them. They don't think so much; they just react, and that's sort of what is happening with this offense. We've got to see them. We have to see them get on the same page, develop some chemistry, and we're still in that process. And I see that our fan base is impatient. I get it. I get it. But we have to. We are. Sometimes I think that we are entitled. We feel entitled because of 22. Because of what happened in 22, we feel entitled. And I get it. Now, this part I will not blame the fan base for because I'm a little guilty of it myself. And that is, we know what a Super Bowl contending team looks like when
Mm-hmm.
we go back and compare it to 22. And it's kind of painful. And the reality is that this team does not resemble that
Mm-hmm.
right now. And that is where some of our frustration comes in, is that we know what Super Bowl contending teams look like. We had one in 22. We look around the league, we see them in Detroit and the other places now, and we compare our team to 22, our team to those teams this year, and we like, yo, we don't look like that. You know what
But
I'm saying?
w-
We
but
we don't look like that.
but
And
I
it's
gotta ask you the
frustrating.
question: were we really happy in 22? Because I remember everybody wanting to run the defensive coordinator out of here when we went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even though they were like a top 5
We
defense,
weren't we weren't
yeah,
happy
we
with a
weren't
top
happy.
5 defensive coordinator.
Mm-mm.
So if we weren't happy during our Super Bowl run with the coordinator, I mean vocally not happy. A lot of people were not happy, even though we had a top 5 defense. They
Yeah,
wanted to see a different style of defense. Let's not pretend everyone was just happy go lucky during the 22 season because we made it to the Super Bowl. Did we reach our end goal? Absolutely. Did Jalen play balls to the walls better than Pat Mahomes in that Super Bowl? Yes, he did.
yes, he
But people
did.
wanted to run our defensive coordinator out of here all season.
Yeah,
All
they did.
season.
They did that, and I think that's just the nature of us Eagle fans. Though we're always
Got to be
going to be
honest about things.
right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we can't criticize. I'm not saying, but we got to be honest. And sometimes the entitlement takes it to a. I've seen comments of like they work for us, like they're our employees. Like no, they are Jeffrey Lurie's employees. He
Yeah,
signs the paychecks. When you buy them tickets, when you buy that gear, that goes to Lurie. He decides who gets what. That's it. Doesn't go to them. You have no say over how these players are played in and out. You know who has a say? Lori and Howie. It's
mm,
them that are cutting the checks. It's his name on that paycheck, not yours. So if you have a gripe about how you think your money is being spent as a fan, you need to take it up with the person that is in charge of the purse strings.
all
Okay?
right, let's go to some comments.
Yeah,
You have
who's first
heard
in the room?
first one in the room. Well, the X Factor was in the room before the room opened up. I don't know how he
Okay.
got in. He must have a set of keys. This post was made before we even went on the air. So
Because
the X
YouTube goes
Factor.
live before we go on the air. It has a
Oh yeah, true.
countdown. It has a
So
countdown.
what's good, Bird Gang? Stranded at
What?
work till 2, so I gotta go dark until then. Oh, okay. All right, we got you. JT is on YouTube and the X Factor is on YouTube watching. Yo, let's go, Bird. Let's
What
go,
up?
JT. And Dion is on YouTube too. Dion's giving some YouTube love. Make sure if you are
Oh,
watching on YouTube that you like and subscribe to this podcast, to this broadcast, and make sure you share this with all Eagles fans. If you think that we are bringing entertainment and value to your Eagles experience, make sure you share this so that everyone can have the joy that you feel in watching Eagles talk. Pat Sandlin, our co-host, is surprised his beautiful bride with a birthday gift of tickets to today's game up in the Meadowlands. So there, he's not going to be here, but he's in the chat room and he says, "Fly Eagles, fly!" And then his beautiful wife, thank you so much, is wishing the Dark Knight a happy birthday. Thank you, Steph, and happy birthday to you
happy
as
birthday,
well
Steph.
as you enjoy the game today. And hopefully, it will be a great birthday gift and as we get a win up there in the Meadowlands. Tony Barron, our resident follower from down under from Australia, he says, "Hey, happy birthday, Dante. What's up? Thank you,
What up,
Tony.
Tony?
I appreciate that." The X Factor
Didn't
also
Tony
wishes
just
one.
have a birthday?
I think was it Josh? I think Josh had a birthday.
Okay.
Help me, correct me. I think his son Josh.
Okay.
Um, Thank you all the birthday wishes are coming, and I thank everyone. Appreciate it. Stephanie says Pat's doing Uncle Nearest ride live on MetLife Stadium. He's doing he's doing the Uncle Nearest ride at MetLife Stadium. Thank you for the update.
How
Thank you
y'all
for the
getting
update.
home,
So
Steph?
yeah, how y'all getting home? And hold up, I fail to see what you're doing, Steph, because I
Yeah,
know you
what's your
can't be
birthday
far
treat?
behind. Yeah, what's your birthday drink? Um, so Dion says, "Damn man, damn mom, why does my money not matter?" He
Your
said, "Why
money
does
does matter, but you get to choose what you spend it on. When you choose to spend it on your team, that doesn't give you the right to cuss at them and say you have a right to say what you want and bench the QB, and it just doesn't. You take that up with Lori, but y'all
Our
won't. Y'all don't
Jersey
want that smoke.
Devil says we all missed the Buddy Ryan era. We do,
Facts.
and that is why we
Spoiled.
were critical of Gannon. Even though Gannon's defense that year amassed the third most sacks in the history of the game, it just didn't pass the eye test to a lot of us who, like you just pointed out, loved Buddy Ryan that era. That defense looked like a defense. You know that when you think of the third most sacks, you envision a Buddy Ryan type defense.
Hmm.
If you took a poll, not a poll, but a trivia question and worded it like which Eagles defense amassed the third most sacks in NFL history, I bet you the 22 team will be the last team that you would think that would have those type of numbers. The first teams that you would think of would be a Buddy Ryan coach team will probably be first, and then a Jim Johnson team will be second. But lo and behold, it's a Gannon coach team that had the third most sacks in NFL history,
And y'all didn't like him.
and we didn't like them. We didn't. We did
And
not
y'all
like
didn't.
that.
That's all I'm saying. Y'all didn't like the Super Bowl DC.
Oh,
Y'all
Miss
was
Jones is
happy
in the house.
when you found out about that. Y'all didn't like him. I wanted to bring up
Go ahead, you do it.
Pamela's uh
Yeah,
Mrs. Jones's comment. She's right. We're up and coming
coming
team.
team. Yeah, I,
We're still relatively in a good age bracket. We do have some veterans. We lost some key veterans, but the coaching carousel is not helping us, y'all. We have to stop pretending that we're going to get the best product on the field when we have a coaching carousel. Yes, you're going to have to show up. People showed up at NovaCare with signs that said "Run the ball."
hmm
You know, you could show up and says, "Get us some consistent coaching. Stop
Oh,
hiring and firing coaches every year."
let's go back and welcome Miss Jones. I haven't seen Miss Jones in the
I know.
comments in a while.
Welcome
This has been a long time.
back.
Welcome back. We haven't seen you. Where have you been, Miss Jones? Good to see you though.
Yeah, it
Brad
was
says
Tony.
if it ain't Jim Johnson, this city won't accept it.
Facts,
Yeah,
facts, Brad.
facts.
You are on point. Period.
Yeah,
We just don't accept anything, whether it's Jim Johnson or Buddy Ryan. And somebody mentioned is the 3-4 defense even a good fit? We might be trying to fit a square peg into a round hole with this
I've
talent.
never, I've never. We went to a 3-4. Last time we saw a 3-4 prior to this coaching administration was Chip Kelly, whose name we don't like to mention here, and that was a disaster. So I'm not. Ooh, see, they had me because they never, and I think that was marketing or publicity that they never marketed it as a 3-4. Nobody's ever walking around, even today. Nobody says our defense is a 3-4. Whereas when Chip Kelly, it was made known that he's running a 3-4. And I think
Mhm.
that's because we don't like 3-4s. We are a 4-3 fan base. We're used to our glory years on
Break it
defense
down.
being out of the 4-3 scheme.
Break
So
it
they
down.
got us with this hybrid. They don't call it a 3-4, but basically it's a 3-4, right? And we don't like that. And you know what? That's not even as bad. We just don't like the sticks defense in the secondary, man. That just seems
Mhm.
too passive for our fan base. That not pressuring, not getting up on the receivers, that just is too soft for our fan base. So I think that's it. But let me end this quarter here because we gotta move on. So this is Eagles Talk. Let me end the quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
You're watching Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Now, this is a special day because it's a holiday. It's Dark Night Day all across the world. Everyone should be lifting their drinks in honor of not only our Philadelphia Eagles, but the Dark Night. It's Dark Night Day. So everybody, you guys out there, you should be doing double shots. This is a special double shot day as we get prepared. This is the literal, not the virtual tailgate for our Philadelphia Eagles. So come on, let's get ready because we got to get rampant. We've got to send that rampant energy through our TV screens today to our Philadelphia Eagles, and maybe that'll breathe some life into them. So, to our Philadelphia Eagles and your man Dark Knight, here we go. Down the hat. 3, 2, 1.
Did you say you had a smoothie?
You're now listening to the second quarter.
Well, it was Tony's birthday.
Oh yeah, it was. It was his birthday. Oh,
Yeah.
he's a Libra. I didn't know that. Oh, Tony, you're a Libra. Okay.
Love my
You're
Libra.
drinking H2O. What's wrong with you, JT? You don't have no. You don't have. You've not been back. You gonna be around, right? And when JT don't drink, you'd be like, "What's wrong with you, JT? You okay? What happened? What's going on? Why you drinking water? Why you drinking water? What happened? You went to the doctor? Everything's okay? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat room. I just want to make sure you're good. All right. Chef is out there. He says, enjoy sharing your birthday with the next president of the USA. Oh, that's Kamala's birthday today? Oh, wow. That's what's up. I knew she's good.
A lot of Libras. I love Libras, but
Oh,
y'all are so sweet, but y'all will hold on to things and then out of nowhere, boom.
yeah. We be trying to let y'all
You-
live, and then y'all
I
be like,
know.
like,
Libras
all
do
right.
have that y'all have very good tolerance though. You're very accommodating, all of that. But when you go, you go.
We blow. We blow. Yep. No
You-
doubt. I'm telling you, I'll admit that is it. All
Let's
right.
get some
So,
balloons for everybody. Let me give y'all some balloons for the hey. Yay,
how do
happy
you do
birthday,
that?
everybody.
Yeah. Happy birthday to all the Libras out there. What I was about to say. Inactives. Yeah. Let's get to the inactives.
All right, let's do the Giants first. Got them as a ticker. So our week 7 inactives for the Giants are Adoree Jackson, cornerback, Anthony Johnson, safety, Chris Hubbard, tackle, Jamie Gillen, what's that, punter? Boogie Basham, outside linebacker, and Tommy DeVito, quarterback. And our inactives for our Birds on week 7 versus the Giants. Dallas Goedert is inactive, tight end, but I think Cal Cetera can pick up the slack. Byron Young, D tackle. Tanner McKee, our third string QB. Dorian Kennard, outside linebacker, and Trevor Keegan also.
Hold up. So my Lotta was put on the IR, right? He's not there. Right?
I don't see him on the list. Maybe he's on injury reserved and they didn't put him on the inactive list because that's not the list that we got this morning.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I did hear that he was going on the IR because of his hamstring. So he's not going to be available.
Right.
Let's talk about how we see a path to success for this team today. Missing their starting left tackle, Jordan Mailata, and coming off a win, but a win that didn't look it didn't look great. Let me say it didn't look great against a god awful team. And I think that's why a lot of people are upset, is because it was a god awful team and we were in a game with them. And that kind of is not sitting well with others. Now the positive, we got a W. So I've been leaning on that. That's the positive. We have a W. And we're not hitting on all cylinders. I know this sounds like a rinse and repeat from last year when we were going 10-1. I must have said that a lot. We got the W and we're not hitting on all cylinders. Just wait till we hitting on all cylinders, and we never hit on all cylinders. But you know what I'm saying? I am optimistic that we can improve with the offense that we have here, the players that we have. Oh, darn it. I'm just going to shut up because the more I talk, the more I sound like I just pulled a script from last year's 10-1 run, and I'm running it back right now because
Well, I
these are the
mean,
same exact things I said last year.
Dante, we might repeat ourselves. That's because we want to see our team win. Every year, I'm going to repeat that I want to be hopeful when we're struggling. I'm going to put out that good energy. I don't want to put out doom and gloom. You put out doom and gloom. What you think is going to? What do you think karma is going to serve you up?
Right. I
Is
feel
doom
you.
and gloom. So it's okay to to actually be hopeful and cheer your team on. Isn't that what fans are supposed to do?
Yeah. All right.
Just
Okay. So
saying.
I'm back. I'm back. All
Is
right. Tony
is that
says,
all? If your job as a fan is just to criticize and think your team sucks, I think you need to really reevaluate being a sports fan of any sport, not just football.
so in our pathway, Tony's giving us an idea, right? Barkley, 180 yards, 3 T's. Here's a path.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's speaking directly to we need to run the ball. We need to get the ball into Barkley's hand. This is coming home game or coming back revenge game, whatever you want to call it. He's coming back to the place where he broke into the NFL, a team that didn't want him, basically just threw him out into the trash, and us doing our dumpster dive and found this nice shiny toy here that still looked good. It was brand new. Like I can't believe they threw it out, but the Giants threw out Barkley, and we have him now. So I know he's looking for some revenge, and we could use a Barkley today being our best offensive weapon, during these first 6 games, 6 weeks. Why don't we utilize him more? I don't
Mhm.
utilize him enough.
Mm-mm.
I don't think we put the ball in his hands enough. So this will be a great day to feature him and get back to those days of running it even when the other team knows you're going to run it. Like with
Mhm.
the offensive line we have, why can't we do that? Why can't we
Period.
just impose our will
I ain't
and let
scared.
the passing game come off of that?
I ain't scared.
I mean,
I
I,
don't
I
care if he
love
get 1 yard. I don't care if he goes back a couple. Guess what? That next play you run him again, he's going to get 5 to 7 yards. It's we don't stick to the run like we should. And I think that's been my biggest gripe probably, I don't know, the past 4 seasons. I think even before Sirianni got here. We used to have running back by committee, but even that got inconsistent. We had weeks when we were yelling at Doug to run the ball more. But that
yeah,
goes back to who wants to see this high flying pass heavy offense? Who is that? The person that owns the purse strings.
yep, the person that writes the
That's
check.
that's that's their preference. We have
Yeah.
to reconcile with that. Like it's not just a preference of the fans that matter. It's the preference of ownership. They build and constructed teams based on what they think is going to make a winning team, based on what they think is going to get ratings and highlights. That is what they're doing. No matter what we're screaming about down here in the ether,
Mm,
they're constructing a team they think is going to maximize views and dollars, you
true
know?
that.
And
And
their personal opinion comes into play. You know what I mean? Look how long we didn't really pay for a number one running back until Saquon Barkley. How many years were we just kind of hodgepodge in our running back game? Always
right.
getting somebody off of free agents, always getting somebody just for that season. J Ajayi, you know what I'm saying?
So
We
what are
never
you
really
doing
committed
though? If
to
you're not going to use them though, what are we? Is this like glorified fantasy football? We just want to have the best player, but we're not going to use them. Like what the hell?
your
Like
guess is as good as
yeah, I
mine.
mean, like what the hell are you getting them for if you're not going to use them? But I can't. How can you sneeze at it because that's a formula that has worked. I mean, we won our first Super Bowl ever was a high flying, high scoring offense. If you think about it, so it's hard to tell someone who has success in their thinking process not to think that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I won a Super Bowl thinking the way I'm thinking. So why would I listen to you? And now we won a Super Bowl. But anyway, today, I think that our path to glory is Saquon. Let's get Saquon involved.
Hmm.
Um, and that is subject to revision because if they find success in doing anything today, passing or running, I'm going to be very happy if this offense looks more explosive than it has in the first 5 weeks of the season, first 6 weeks of the season. So if they dial up anything that looks remotely explosive, I'll be on board. But I do, going into the game, I would love to see more Saquon. Saquon has been the most consistent weapon that we've had. So why not give him more touches today? Tony Burns says, for whatever reason, the opening script has been throw, third and long, throw again, and then wonder why they're slow.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
count on
true,
it. You can count.
true.
That's why defenses can scheme against us so easily.
hmm
That goes back to that vanilla flannel basic offensive play calling.
Well,
You know,
I did hear Russ Tucker on earlier this week, and he had an interesting take. He pointed
really.
to those first 15 scripted plays, and he said they have not been as successful as in the past, like when Steichen was calling those, and even when Doug was here, like the first 15 plays seemed to be more productive. He said and that might be of the philosophy of what they're scripting them for. He says two philosophies. Either you're coming out to score, right? You're coming out to make a statement, score, or you're coming out to try some things against the defense to see how they're
Got
playing
it.
you, right?
Hmm.
And if you're doing that, then he said it makes sense because they have success later in the game. Which okay, if the first 15 is like, all right, let's give them this look and see how they play this look. Let's give them that look, see how they play that look. And once they get a feel for what the defense is doing, then the second half or later on in the game, now they're more effective. So that could be I never thought of it that way. So that was interesting that they laid it out that way. But I like to go for the touchdown. I like to go for and can we go back to the way when we were scoring on the first 15 plays? I like that one. I like that
I
method
like
when
that
we get,
one too.
what I mean? I like that one.
Yeah.
I want to pick that one. We
I wouldn't even pass. I'd be like, run, 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 run,
right. Run. Get up.
run, run,
That
run,
was a
run, run.
formula for success for us in 22. We got that first touchdown and put immediate pressure on the other team.
Yes, sir.
Immediate. And then if they didn't score and we came down and so happened to get another score, touchdown or a field goal, now they're behind double digits very early. And now they have to press to get back in the game. So I'd like to get back to that if that's at all possible. Haven't seen that in a year and a half. Not even when we were 10-1, we weren't jumping up on people like that because the offense didn't look like it was in sync. So I would please let's not do this pass 3 and out. I hate that. I hate
Mhm.
seeing 3 and out
It's
on
always
the
on the
first possession.
pass. It's always
Oh,
on the pass. It's like we don't believe in running the ball for the first 15 plays. They're like, let's test out all these random pass plays.
I don't know. I don't understand that. And then this defense is going to have to give us a more consistent showing than what we've seen. Last week wasn't bad. I'll give them that. Last week wasn't bad. They only gave up 9 points to the Cleveland Browns offense. They had 16 because of a turnover. I mean, a special
That was
teams
special
error.
teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
What up,
turnover
boo?
special teams. So the defense did pretty well last week. If you and that's to me the most important defensive stat is points per game to me.
Hmm.
But so when you look at that, they did a great job doing that. DeJean, we saw him start for the first time. He made a difference. You saw the difference that he made. He was out there making plays, got a sack. I think we seen the glimpse of our future last week, and we'll continue to see more of that this week with both the young corners that we drafted out there in the starting lineup making a difference. And this week, the rookies will be going up against each other, Neighbors and Q. I'm looking forward to that matchup, man, because this is a matchup that we'll probably be seeing for years to come. And both of these young men are talented. This goes all the way back to this. this is reminiscence of some of the '90s battles our QBs and our cornerbacks and had with
Mhm.
wide receivers from the
Mhm.
NFC East opponents. So I can't
I love
wait to
it.
see this matchup today, and I hope that Frank allows them to play him. Don't let can't give neighbors sticks. You can't give them 7 yards.
Mhm.
And I mean, that's like if you make Q play 7 yards off neighbors, man. It's like making him play with one arm behind his back. Come
Mhm.
on, let him play with all his weapons and tools. Let him get up on there, and let's just see man on man, and let's see who's better each
Yeah.
play. Q is he's holding quarterbacks to a under 50% completion rate
Yo,
when
he's
you throw
balling.
against him.
He's balling.
Yes,
He,
he
he
is
he
balling.
definitely is very stingy out there, and you love to see it. You love to see it. I like Brad's point about Lori liking this high flying offense and possibly trying to make Hurts a pocket passer. But this has historical context. If anybody watched or started to watch the evolution of the black quarterback on Prime, it's really good. It's very, very Philly. I highly recommend you watch it because it's a lot of Eagles history especially for the first episode. And Mike Vick is he's the uh, he's the he's the
Commentator.
host. He's the host and a commentator for it. But there is various biases on who gets to run with the football as a quarterback and who doesn't in this league.
Oh,
And certain people get named running backs just because they're good as running, also being a quarterback. So I mean, I think that is a part of that. Some people try to always force quarterbacks into you're just a pocket passer or you're a runner. These quarterbacks these days are athletes no matter where they come from.
right.
Look at Josh Allen. Nobody's complaining when Josh Allen runs the ball. Nobody calls him
Mhm.
a running back. But why, when Jalen runs the ball, he's a running back?
Mm,
You got to think about that.
right.
You got to think about that. Is
Uh,
if it's okay for Josh Allen to run the ball and people say he's so elite, why is it not okay for Jalen to run the ball? And then people say, oh, he's just a running back. He can't throw. I'll see Jalen make some dimes and air it
yeah.
out. That boy
Yeah.
got strength and he can throw the ball.
Yes,
So
he can.
check your bias, and maybe there's a bias with Lori trying to always make everybody a pocket passer. Listen, the Brady and Favre days are over. And again, Favre led in historical turnovers. So if you
Right.
want that pocket passer that's just airing it out, you're going to get high turnovers. So you got to start picking your poison at this point. And I'd rather see a well-rounded game where a quarterback knows when he has to use his feet. And if he is a dual threat quarterback, let's play to that strength. But
Mm,
let's not lean heavy on it.
right.
Let's make that another part of the offensive arsenal that now the defense has to scheme for. But if they always know when he's going to run, it's useless. But if they don't know and we have more creative plays, we have more motion, and we can get them off their, off that line, sky's the limit. I just think there's a lack of creativity, and I've said this for the past couple seasons in how we're scheming for offense. There's a lack of creativity and there's a lack of commitment to the things that actually work for us, such as the running game.
And I could imagine that it's a tough balancing act to have to perform when you have. But I definitely agree with you on the fact that if you bring a quarterback in and he's multifaceted, and this is his skill set, to not use all of those skills would be asinine. It would be stupid to have a battleship and you have, you can shoot torpedoes and fire guns. Why would you just use one weapon and you have both at your disposal? You have to use all the weapons that this guy is capable of taking advantage of, right?
Mhm.
So we see. I hate to talk about this guy because he's going to be a problem if he stays on the trajectory he's on. But Jaden Daniels down in Washington. They have no problem unleashing him. And we have a similar player here, and they can't seem to find the right balance on how to use Jalen. And that's
Mhm.
what it is. It's the balancing act on, all right, when do we unleash them, here or there? And we've got to find that sweet spot like we did in 22, because that was it. That was a sweet spot of how
Mhm.
to utilize Jalen Hurts. He was a great passer that year, and he was a great runner that year. And he has not changed from that person. We've got to tap back into that. We've got to get the right balance again. He hasn't changed. Only thing, if you look around, he hasn't changed. His
No,
coordinators
everybody,
has changed.
yeah,
Everything
everybody else has
around him has
changed.
changed. And then you blame him for the increase of turnovers. That doesn't coincide with he has a new offensive coordinator. That doesn't coincide with he has another new coordinator this year also. When he had the right coordinator, he didn't do any of that. He
Well, and
didn't do any of
also a reality check is even in 2022, a lot of folks were complaining he's going to get hurt. He's not a running back. They listen, Elliot Shore Parks and all them on WIP, they swore that he was a glorified running back in 2022. This is my whole point. We want him to be who he is. We want them to scheme for a quarterback that's multi-talented as Jalen, but then nobody's happy about it. Oh, he runs too much. He's not passing enough. Like, we do need to find that sweet spot, but the fans need to find that sweet spot of their expectations. You can't keep moving the goalposts of what you want to see. Either you want to see W's, you want to see us back as Super Bowl contenders, or you kind of don't. Now we get into this. I want to see us win this way. I want to see us win this way. I want to see defense produce this way. You're going to have to pick your poison because you're not going to get exactly what you want to see. All eye tests are not going to be. Everybody has different set of eyes that they view this game through. Some of us view it with historical context and thinking about the organizational dynamics over the past 6 months to a year that the players had to go through. Others just say, I want to see it right now on the field. So you're going to have to pick where you lie in this. You know, what is the ultimate goal for you as a fan? Are you trying to see W's, or you want those W's to look a certain way?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think other fan bases care what their W's
No,
look
they
like.
do not. They
don't. Just
they
Philly.
take W's. All right, let's end this quarter because we're not going to get 4 quarters actually before this game starts. So we'll end this one.
And that's the end of the quarter.
And we got less than
Eagles
5.
Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That is by Eagles fans for Eagles fans.
Throw those birds up.
Yeah.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, we got 2 minutes before the game starts. Let's get our predictions. I've got a couple in the chat room. Nichelle, go ahead. What do you got?
Oh, it's going to be a tough NFC East showdown. I think it might be a low-scoring game or fair to Midland. I'd say fair to Midland, but I think we definitely come out victorious at a score of 24-17.
24-17. Miss Jones says 30-20 Eagles. Dion saying 31-21 Eagles. I'm sorry. Dion is also saying he's watching the game in Bucks County, PA. Nice to turn on TV and the birds are on. Going to enjoy the drive back to VA after this win. Flexing my bird swag at every pit stop. Oh, you're in Bucks County. Yeah, you're in prime Eagles territory. That's right. Enjoy Are you watching it indoors, or you out in a sports establishment? Tell me what you're doing out there, Dion. But you're in an excellent area to watch the Eagles. That's
Yes,
what's
you
up.
are. Go
Yeah,
Birds.
go Birds. That's when that's a sign that you got a real Birds fan. When go Birds, if they say go Birds back, then you got a true one. If you go Birds and they look at you like you're strange, you're like, oh, dude, not real.
You're
You're
not
not
real.
real. You're not understand.
You're not
No,
like us. They
they
not
they not
like us.
like us. They not like us. I was in a carpet warehouse down here in Delaware, and I said, and all you heard was "Go Birds" all over the place.
That's
I had
right.
my stuff on. I was like, "Yo, y'all down?" They like, "Yeah, we from South Philly. Yeah, go Birds!" Like, go. All right. So Wayne says 31-17. Rich Porter says 25-20. He said, "Oh, he's indoors." Okay. And Talib says 24-10. I
Don't
think
forget
that if
Miss
this,
Rachel. She said
I
they
said
ain't
I put
Giants
her
ain't
first.
scoring nothing.
They said I thought I put her. She said 30-20. I
No,
did. I put that up first.
that's
Oh,
Miss
let's see.
Pamela.
Oh, there's another Jones up there.
No,
All right.
Rachel.
Okay. All right.
No,
So I think that this is Saquon Barkley's return home. I think they're going to feature him. I think not only do they want to get the win for him, but they want him to be on display also. I think they want him to bask in some of the glory of getting out of New York and allow him to show them what they are missing. And and it was a mistake to get rid of him. So we get a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley. Our defense continues to play good, solid defense, especially on the back end with the corners, the secondary doing a great job. And I think that we will come out victorious. Not going to be an easy win, but we come out with victorious. Maybe 7 point win, 7 to 10 point win, and that's with us with more points than them. All right, you guys go enjoy the game. We'll be back after the game to break it down, real time reaction from us and from yourselves on the outcome of this game today. Hopefully, it'll be a good reaction, good real time reaction. So go enjoy the game. We'll see you guys after the game. We're out. Peace. Hold up. Oh, let me play the thing.